For months, Daystar Television Network, once revered as a beacon of Christian broadcasting, has been ensnared in a firestorm of controversy. A network that once stood as a paragon of faith and righteousness now faces intense scrutiny, accused of hypocrisy, internal power struggles, and dubious financial dealings. At the heart of this unfolding drama lies a gripping tale of a fractured family, embattled leadership, and the lingering shadows of its late founder, Marcus Lamb. In this special edition of the Roys Report, investigative journalist Julie Roys sits down with Lisa Anderson, a former executive assistant to Daystar's founders, Marcus and Joni Lamb. Anderson's testimony pulls back the curtain on the inner workings of a network that publicly championed Christian values, while allegedly operating under a veil of deception, intimidation, and self-serving ambition. From Marcus Lamb's highly publicized affair to Joni Lamb's transformation from a figure of humility to one of power and control, Anderson provides first-hand accounts of the network's descent into controversy. She recounts how, when news of Marcus's 7-year extramarital affair surfaced, he threatened staff with legal repercussions if they considered exposing or suing the network. Anderson also details questionable financial practices and the stark double standards that existed between the Lambs and their employees. But the turmoil did not end with Marcus Lamb's death in 2021. His passing ignited an internal power struggle that reached a boiling point when his own son, Jonathan Lamb, was abruptly fired. Joni Lamb, now CEO and remarried to Dr. Doug Weiss, defended the decision, citing Jonathan's alleged resistance to company directives. However, Jonathan tells a different story, one of betrayal and silencing. He asserts that his termination was retribution for refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which he claims would have muzzled him indefinitely. Additionally, he cites religious objections to his mother's remarriage as a deepening factor in the family rift. What was once a family-led ministry has spiraled into a maelstrom of allegations involving power abuse, corporate control, and ethical dilemmas. Daystar's leadership insists they are standing firm in their faith, but former insiders and critics paint a starkly different picture. One of a network where behind-the-scenes turmoil starkly contrasts with its on-screen messaging. Joni Lamb publicly addressed her son's firing, stating that Jonathan's removal followed a 15-month performance review and his refusal to comply with an improvement plan. Jonathan, however, maintains that he was ousted because he wouldn't stay silent. A particularly revealing clause in his performance plan restricted him from making any public comments about his reassignment, company decisions, or even the appearance or absence of himself and his wife, Susie, on Daystar programs without prior written approval. The plan also demanded he accept his mother's remarriage, which he contends was rushed and unbiblical. With millions of viewers worldwide, Daystar remains a formidable force in Christian television. Yet, as these controversies continue to unravel, a pivotal question lingers. Has Daystar strayed too far from its founding mission, or will it emerge from this crisis unscathed? Joni Lamb's journey into Christian broadcasting is nothing short of extraordinary. Born Joni Trammell on July 19, 1960, in Greenville, South Carolina, she never imagined she would one day become a powerhouse in faith-based media. Yet, alongside her late husband, Marcus Lamb, she co-founded what would become one of the world's most influential Christian television networks, Daystar. Their story began humbly in the 1980s, when Joni and Marcus launched a small Christian TV station in Montgomery, Alabama. Their vision was bigger than their beginnings, though, and in 1990 they took a bold leap of faith, moving to Dallas, Texas. There, their dream expanded into something remarkable. In 1998, Daystar Television Network was born. Today, Daystar reaches millions across the globe, spreading messages of hope, faith, and spiritual renewal. At the heart of this network, Joni became a familiar and beloved voice. Hosting her signature show, Joni Table Talk, she cultivated a platform where faith, culture, and real-life challenges converge. The show resonated deeply, winning the National Religious Broadcaster's Best Television Talk Show Award in 2004. Viewers were drawn to her warm yet unwavering approach to tackling tough topics from a biblical perspective. Her influence only grew as she co-hosted Ministry Now, formerly Marcus and Joni, a program that continues to uplift and empower believers worldwide. But Joni's impact extends beyond the television screen. She also raised a daughter who would carry on her legacy, Rachel Lamb. Born on January 15, 1990, in Montgomery, Alabama, Rachel grew up immersed in the world of Christian broadcasting. But she didn't merely inherit her parents' passion, she made it her own. A gifted writer and producer, Rachel helped shape impactful programs like Supernatural Encounters, 2016, The Panel, 2017, and Ministry Now, 2020. She became a fresh, dynamic voice, bringing faith-based content to a new generation in an ever-changing world. Rachel's story took a beautiful turn when she met Joshua Brown, an Australian entrepreneur, during a media tour in Dallas. Their love story, built on faith and a shared vision for ministry, culminated in a heartfelt wedding on October 21, 2016. Together, they have become a shining example of a Christ-centered marriage, often sharing their experiences on Daystar, inspiring couples to build strong, faith-filled relationships. Through their unwavering commitment to Christian media, Joni and Rachel Lamb have not only shaped a network but have also touched countless lives. Their stories, rooted in faith, perseverance, and divine purpose, continue to inspire millions, proving that when God calls, the impact of answering that call can echo through generations. The weight of hardship can feel suffocating, as if the world has conspired to stack the odds against you. Yet, within every trial, there exists an ember of resilience waiting to be ignited. Take Nick Vujicic, for instance. Born without arms or legs, his childhood was a battlefield of isolation and self-doubt. He wondered if he would ever find purpose, if his existence would forever be a shadow of what others deemed normal. But Nick refused to be imprisoned by his limitations. With unyielding determination, he learned to write, swim, and even surf. More importantly, he transformed his pain into power, traveling the globe to uplift others, proving that the greatest strength often comes from the most unexpected places. Then there's Helen Keller, a girl trapped in silence and darkness, the world an indecipherable blur. Her frustration boiled over into tantrums, a desperate attempt to break through the isolation. But then, like a spark in the abyss, Anne Sullivan entered her life, guiding her hands across the cool trickle of water, fingers shaping the letters WATER. It was the key to a locked world. From that moment, Helen blossomed into an unstoppable force, an author, a speaker, an advocate for those without a voice. She did not just overcome her circumstances, she rewrote the rules of possibility. And what of Stephen Hawking, whose towering intellect was nearly silenced by ALS? Diagnosed in his early 20s, he was given only a few years to live. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, he chose to defy every prediction. With a mind that roamed the cosmos, he unraveled the mysteries of black holes and time itself, proving that the power of thought could transcend the frailty of the body. Across the world, Nguyen Ngoc Ki, a young Vietnamese boy, lost the use of his hands at the tender age of 4. He could have surrendered to the cruel twist of fate, but instead he chose to write with his feet. His determination propelled him through school, past every whispered doubt, and into the heart of a classroom, where he became a teacher who not only imparted knowledge, but embodied it. His story remains a beacon for those who believe that limitations exist only where perseverance does not. And then there's Tran Tra Mai, a young woman with brittle bone disease, her frame fragile, yet her will unbreakable. With each painful fracture, she found strength, wielding words like a sword, carving out stories that defied her condition. Her writings remind the world that the human spirit is not measured by physical strength, but by the courage to keep moving forward. These stories are not just tales of survival, they are declarations of triumph. They whisper to those standing at the edge of despair, urging them to hold on, to push forward, to believe in the possibility of something greater. Adversity does not define you. Your response to it does. And within every struggle lies the seed of greatness, waiting for the moment you decide to rise. Joanie Lamb and Rachel Lamb, a legacy of faith and media. In the world of Christian broadcasting, few names shine as brightly as Joni Lamb and her daughter, Rachel Lamb. Their story is one of faith, perseverance, and a deep-rooted passion for spreading the message of hope through media. Joni Lamb's journey began decades ago, alongside her late husband, Marcus Lamb. Born on July 19, 1960, in Greenville, South Carolina, Joni was destined for a life that would touch millions. She and Marcus shared a vision, a calling to bring the gospel to people everywhere through television. In the 1980s, they took their first steps into the world of Christian broadcasting by launching a small station in Montgomery, Alabama.